What's up, party people? Strobe Katari here, and we have some new information on Tekken 8. The reveal trailer for Nina Williams is out, and even though I would say that at best I'm a casual Nina player, only because my good friend and I would love to have the sister battles between Anna and Nina Williams, so I have no real investment in the character. But some of the things I saw in her trailer have me pretty freaking excited. The game now has Jin, Kazuya, June, Paul, Law, Jack, King, Lars, and now Nina as confirmed characters in the game for a total of 8. If we go off of Tekken 7's vanilla roster, they had 36 fighters plus the one of Eliza as a bonus DLC if you pre-ordered. Based off of that, we're probably looking at least 1/3 of the starting roster. Also, there was a mechanics introduction presentation with a nearly 37-minute video hosted by Tekken Project Executive Director Harada-san and Game Director Nakatsu-san. There is a ton of information in this video, so I'll do my best to hit the meat and potatoes of it, but I recommend watching the original video. Of course, the link is in the description below. My takeaway from the mechanics video is that Tekken for a long time has not changed very much from one game to the next since Tekken 5. I feel this is going to be the biggest shakeup to the Tekken franchise since the introduction of Tekken Tag, but probably closer to Tekken 4, where the game didn't feel like a traditional Tekken game. Though I actually like the direction that the Tekken team is taking this game. Although I am sure there are going to be some controversies with the way one aspect is being handled. And if you've been paying attention to any of the newer fighting games, you probably already guessed it. Yep, we're talking simplified controllers. Now, to help understand what happens in the Nina trailer, we are going to go over the new mechanics first, because there are a lot of new mechanics displayed in the trailer, and this should help you understand what is occurring. So right off the bat, the overall direction of Tekken 8 will be focused on
ruthless aggression.
Chill out, John. But yes, aggression will be the center of how Tekken 8's meta is revolved around. The game will also look to provide an evolved visual experience to let the players and audience members know what is going on. The three main concepts are making the battles more enjoyable while attacking, being easier to understand exciting battle moments and momentum shifts, and enhancing the character's specialty and characteristics. I really enjoyed this third point, and there are a few examples we will see later, but it looks as if the personalities will really come out for the characters in this game. Make no mistake, this is going to be a very offensive-minded Tekken game. Harada and Nakatsu then go into very descriptive detail on the next 4 features, which are the rage system, the recoverable gauge, heat system, and controller style. Again, for full explanation, please watch the original video, as this video is only going to hit the highlights. The rage system is very much the same as it was in Tekken 7. Once your character drops below a certain life threshold, you will enter Rage, which allows you to do more damage. Characters will also gain access to the Rage Arc, which is a single command that, if landed, can do a lot of damage. Though once used, Rage status is then lost. A couple of changes to the Rage system are that Rage Arts are now going to be the same command for all characters, either by pressing R2 on the PS5 or diagonal down forward with both punches. Tekken 7 also has features of one-button Rage Art. Rage drives will no longer be available, as a similar skill is now tied to the heat system, which is called a Heat Smash. The recoverable gauge is white life or gray health in other common fighting games. It is the life that can be recovered, but Tekken 8 is a bit different on how you can gain this life back. Most other games like Street Fighter V and DNF Duel that have white life, you're able to gain your life back from not taking damage for a specific amount of time. In Tekken 8, you will not get your life back from being idle or defensive. The way to recover this white health, and in line with the game's theme of aggression, is to be on the attack. Attacking into your opponent's guard or hitting them will recover this white health. So how does one receive white health? either by blocking a big attack or by blocking an opponent striking you while they're in heat mode. White health will never go away on its own, but if you take actual damage, both actual health and white health will decrease. This could possibly be a video all on its own, but I'll aim to compress the information as best as possible. The heat system will be the core of how Tekken 8 is played. Pretty much everything will revolve around this system. About 24 minutes of the original video is dedicated just to explaining the heat system. So what is heat? Heat is basically the V-trigger X-Factor comeback mechanic of Tekken 8. This allows the player to become extremely offensive in nature and allows for more abilities that are not normally available and provides for combo routes that couldn't be done other routes. This system is completely separate from the rage system. While a player is in heat, they benefit greatly and are encouraged to be on the attack. There are two ways a player can activate heat mode: with a single button press called the heat burst, or via pre-selected moves called heat engagers. On the PS5, using R1 will activate heat via the heat burst. Each character on average has about 5 moves that they can use to perform a heat engager. These 5 moves would be highly important and commonly used moves for the character. Imagine the moveset you would see on an arcade cabinet that gives brand new players an idea of which moves to start with. These will be your heat engaging moves. The heat engager move gives an advantage on a hit and block and were built with ease of use in mind. Heat bursts can also be used offensively when close to the opponent by performing a huge hit, which also has a universal property of bounding an aerial opponent, much like in Tekken 6, providing new combo routes. Heat lasts for 10 seconds if activated and left alone. We see Paul activate heat via heat burst, and now in the upper left hand corner we see the timer start decreasing. But while attacking into an opponent's guard or hitting them, the heat gauge timer is paused, allowing for the heat gauge to last even longer.
But wait! There's more!
Remember I said that another way to inflict white damage was by being in heat mode? Well, while heat mode is activated, every hit into a block opponent will cause white life chip damage, and it stacks up very fast. Now the good news is that you can't get KO'd by chip, but much like Tekken Tag, if you lose all your regular health, you will be KO'd no matter how much white health you still have. While in heat, the player also gains access to a heat dash, which is a quick dash that can be performed after an attack that leaves the user in an advantageous position, or a heat smash, which is similar to the rage drive from Tekken 7. When activating heat mode, you'll gain access to heat energy, which is denoted by the Tekken 8 chain link icon underneath the health bar. Depending on how you activate heat will determine how many heat energies you will have. Activating with heat burst will give you 1 heat energy, and using heat engagers will give you 2. Using a heat dash will consume 1 energy, and the heat smash will use all hit energies regardless of how many you have. Once all heat energies are used or the timer expires, heat mode will be over. Heat dash can also launch an opponent while in combo, providing combo extensions and new combo routes. Also, being in heat mode enhances character-specific traits. For Paul, since he's known to have 1-hit knockout power, while in heat mode, he gains access to guard break on certain moves. For Law, since he's known for speed and using nunchucks, while in heat, Law's move that normally doesn't allow for a combo on an opponent now can. King has a new move where he runs at the opponent and normally he can be hit out of it, but while in heat, he now armors through it because it becomes a Power Crush move. Power Crush moves in Tekken 8 have changed since Tekken 7. In Tekken 7, the damage you received while doing a Power Crush or an armored move, you would lose all that health. In Tekken 8, the health is now converted into white life, which, by maintaining aggression, you can now recover. Here's where the hardcore fans will want to start rioting. But before I get into this, just remember that this new simplistic controller design in a way already exists in Tekken 7. There will be two new controller types, Arcade, which is your classic controller type, and Special, which will allow for easy combos and assist the player by granting them recommended moves and feels like an action game. By pressing the L1 button on the PS5, a player can toggle between Arcade style and Special style. While in the Special style mode, each button has an attack assigned to it, such as a special move, aerial combos, power crush, lower attack, heat burst, and more. Now, different from Tekken 7 is that the aerial combos can be performed from mashing the same button. So those familiar with the auto combo system in Dragon Ball FighterZ, it seems a little bit like that to me. The fact that Bandai Namco both make Tekken and Dragon Ball FighterZ, could that be related? Possibly. Another ability is that the special style controller will act dynamically, changing what the inputs will do based on the character's current in-game status. So depending on if the character is in heat, rage, and more, inputs will vary the combos and special moves, making the game more fun. Now, the point that will probably make all the hardcore fans want to burn their Tekken collections is that this simplistic controller mode is not limited to only the story mode, but will be available to use in all modes to include versus and online mode. The idea is to allow players who are new to the game or even want to try out new characters the opportunity to ease in. Harada and Nakatsu both state more or less that this controller scheme will only get you so far, so no one is winning Evo as a newcomer over any established player due to the simplified control scheme. And that pretty much covers the majority of the mechanics intro video. Again, my goal is to hit the highlights, and if you want more detail, please go ahead and watch the original video. Now let's take a dive into the Nina Williams trailer. Her new character design has her looking like a female Dante from the DMC series. Not that that's a bad thing. She walks in with twirling double handguns and has a lot more personality as opposed to just being the cold-hearted assassin like before. Oh, and the guns, they're not just for show. Now the interesting part of this sequence is that there is a very distinctive visual cue when Nina does this ender. I would imagine that this could let the player know that this could be a move that is associated with an opportunity to use a heat engager. Here is another move where Nina tackles her opponent and performs an armbar on them. But we see the visual black and white effect on the break. Could this be some signature specialty that only Nina can do? Only time will tell. We have another example where the visual slightly pauses and you get the color effect with Nina doing her double palm strike, and then you see that she does convert this move into a heat engager and then follows up with a heat dash. This combo, after the opponent is floored, Nina then uses her heat burst to activate heat mode. Due to her close proximity to her opponent, she lands a heavy strike which then allows her to continue the combo. We then get a few different combos while Nina is in heat mode, and witness the interactive portion of the level as Nina hits Lars into the wall and then it explodes, allowing her to finish her heat combo. This combo, Nina uses heat dash to launch the opponent and continue her combo. This combo has Nina ending it in her dual pistols, but we also see that while she's in heat mode, that she's able to fire her guns even faster during certain sequences. And finally, we get to see Nina's Rage Art, where she combines martial arts and gun kata. Unfortunately, we don't get to see her heat smash attack. That brings us to the end of this video. Tekken 8 is still pretty early in development, but it's great to see that the devs are showing off as much of the game this early. What new mechanics caught your attention? Which characters are you glad are confirmed in the game thus far, and who are you hoping still makes a return? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you donkeys next time.